Welcome back to a new video here at Life with the Bridges. Coming up in this video, we go on a family spring adventure across a beautiful scenic hike, and I take up an opportunity that I couldn't turn down of filling up our winter log stores full of more wood that even a beaver would shake his head at, all completely free, but comes at the cost of my 34-year-old back. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, but for now, let's rock and roll with this week. Well-seasoned hardwood, all cut into small sections so it can be carried and split at a later time, approximately 100 yards to parking/loading spot. Now that sounds like too good an offer to not take up. So as you just saw, I've just been on Facebook Marketplace and it has popped up that this guy has had a humongous tree cut down in his garden quite a few years ago, and he has got so many logs that are stacked to the bottom of his garden that are just not being used. And in the winter time, we pay sometimes up to £120 a load just to kind of get these logs delivered to our house, whereas this guy's giving it away all for free because he wants a space in his garden. So although it's summer and we won't be doing many fires, it's something that I cannot turn down. As you all know, we absolutely love a fire and we burn so many logs, so it'd be a huge money saver with just a little bit of hard work. But I never fear a challenge, so let's go and pick up this wood. Time for some bloody hard graft. I arrived at the location of the free wood, and I underestimated how hard this would actually be. The 100 yards to the logs, as said in the description, was a slight understatement, but also forgot to mention the driveway was downhill to this point that you see me here, but to get the logs to here, you had to go down another downhill part of the garden, which is about 40 metres, down some steps in 20-degree heat. Yes, I never fear a challenge, but I also did question whether it was actually worth it all for some free wood, and the small devil on my shoulder said absolutely, so I pushed on, load after load after load, until the trailer I had borrowed from my mum and my boot were completely full. I arrived home safely, and then my next back-breaking task was to hand carry every individual log and stack them on my back patio, and even Kate was there to help me stack a few. All this to stay warm through the winter. I'd rather freeze my nipples off. Talking of nipples, just caught one of mine on that branch. It really bloody hurt. This is absolutely back-breaking. I have literally just been doing that for the last hour and a half. I've broke my watch, broke my back, broke one of my nipples. But hopefully it'll be warm this winter and it's completely free. Time to do the second load. Why do hills exist? I do not know. Last load. And I am not doing that hill any more times than I need to. Back to Bridge HQ. The nice squeaky wheelbarrow. So nearly there. Oh, goodness gracious me. Two more. Oh Lord. One more. Oh my. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Time to drop the trailer back off at Mum's. Pick up an axe and then contemplate splitting this all up into wood for next year. Let's go. With the trailer dropped off and the axe acquired, I decided to take on the next job of chainsawing all the logs up into splittable sizes, which didn't go to plan, as it turns out my chainsaw blade was about as sharp as a banana, so I then opted to try and split as much of the small logs as possible, whilst I was a big, smelly, disgusting mess. After 9 failed embarrassing attempts, that one could go in the wood pile. Then it was time to give it a little bit more welly. That's better, I'm not a feeble man after all. Then just as I was getting into it and I was on a roll, we had another patience tester. One that I would like to call a cliffhanger that was hanging on by a little tiny thread that was a pain in my ass. Anyway, now you're gonna get it. Big Whopper Chopper. With my back feeling like it was resembling the Hunchback of Notre Dame,
Yes.
I straightened it out and gave it a good click. And can confirm, I officially feel like a 90-year-old frail man, but I had no choice but to keep on chopping. Chop, 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 chop. Chop. As any good wood chopper would know, they get asked the question all the time, how much wood would a wood chop if a wood chop could chop wood? And the answer is, I don't know, but my back still hurts. But I'll take a guess at this much wood would a wood chop if a wood chop could chop wood. Try say that with a mouthful of biscuits. With all of the logs that I couldn't axe up now moved up to the top decking ready to have a serious meeting with the chainsaw tomorrow, I then proceeded to finally stack the log shed ready for next winter, and just like that, the bottom 2 log stores were packed to the rafters. Well, that is a good job done, but I am well and truly cooked, mate. Look at my lips, looks like I've got lipstick on. They are as dry as Gandhi's flip-flop. It has been a scorchio here today, and haven't even made tracks on all of this. All of this needs cutting up with a chainsaw without a blunt blade and logged. But I've got one more log store there, which I can fill up. Anything else is going over the back, ready to be logged another day. But I am absolutely walloped now. And time to sweep up down there, have a shower, sit down for a well-deserved barbecue and a beer, and spend some time with the family. With it being a hard but lovely day with the weather, to be outside in Bridge Bar and Grill cooking was a perfect end to an amazing day, and made me super excited to be able to cook up so many exciting things this summer out here in Bridge Bar and Grill, and more importantly, get to use the area that I've worked so hard on over many months planning and creating my outside cooking area. It's an amazing hobby of mine that I've grown to love, and as we try to slow down the pace of our life to allow us more time to do what we love, but also time for each other. And as they say, home is where the heart is. But we all know where my heart is, in my belly. Nice. As the Bridge family, we do everything we can to find new adventures, find new reasons, and are constantly in search for life. And life isn't measured by how many breaths you take, but in fact, by the moments that take your breath away. And I'm not saying this cow eating hay has taken my breath away. If anything, he's cute, but he stinks. But we are lucky enough to have had quite a few of those moments in our life. But after Teddy's diagnosis and treatment, we spend each and every day, week, and month rebuilding Teddy. Us as individuals, and us all as a family. We still have an underlying itch that needs scratching, and that's the freedom of living somewhere new, the unknown excitement of where, when and how being that bubbling itch that needs scratching. We don't know where, when and how, but just know that in the near future, one day, that scratch will be itched, and that day can't come soon enough. After our lovely 7-kilometre walk, we had a quick snack for Teddy in the pub, and then I had a job that needed finishing. My new chainsaw blade had arrived, and it was time to finally get all of these logs cut to size, ready to finally be stored to season properly in time for winter. This was the easy part, just chopping them into splittable sized log rings. But little did my back know, we had a whole load more chopping to do. Amazing the difference when you've got a blade that's actually sharp. Look at that. I'm not even going to count that. That is a lot of years worth of growth. It's going to be burnt on my fire to keep me nice and warm. Wow, that is all of the big branches logged into splittable sizes, and now I need to do the back-breaking work of splitting them all, storing as much as I can in there and then finding somewhere else where I can store them, because we have got a shitload. Let's get splitting. That is the whole log store full up, and I've now still got all of them, and I've officially run out of space now. So I think I've got a ton bag somewhere, which I'm just gonna keep on splitting and fill that up. Whilst I've got the axe swinging, I might as well just push on. Let's go. another 3 ton bags full. And look at the absolute carnage. And I'm very surprised my decking's still intact and not got a ginormous hole in it. Tarpaulin, pin to the side, and then that's me done. Job done. I am absolutely exhausted just watching that, so that's a perfect time to end that video there. If you like this video, give it a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, a huge thank you to our Life for the Bridges family members, and remember, live for today, as tomorrow is never promised. Catch you in the next one, chaps.